Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. If you haven't been with me before, my name is Stella. I've got a very basic setup, that's why I'm looking at the camera in the wrong direction. But all my subs know about this. I actually paint and draw a lot of my own tarot cards. Okay, and I have an extra 31 extra cards which are not part of the original tarot, and they give a lot of meaning into the readings. So I'm all about love and relationships, and I feel like my subs are, really passionate about their relationships and really passionate about that energy of love, basically. So I'm traveling at the moment, so it's really, really hot, so I will need to keep my my fan on, but I can speak over it. So the question today is, what is the meaning of our connection? Like, why did you meet? What was the purpose? What was the energy behind it? I'm really going to have a look at the good, the bad and the ugly. So I'm hoping this is going to be quite a long reading. So you may need to, get yourself something to eat or something nice to drink and sort of snuggle up on the sofa and watch this and relax while you're watching it. So, we get very confused about, why did we meet that person? Especially if it doesn't seem to work out or doesn't go any further. So, are we soulmates? Are we twin flames? Was there something else going on, that I don't know about? So that's what I'm going to do for you today. So I'm just going to turn the camera down so you can see the cards. Okay, cool. So the question today is, what is the meaning of our connection? Pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. So this is for everyone that chose pile 1, and the question tonight is, what is the meaning of our connection? Let's look at the good, the bad and the ugly. Sometimes people come together and we just don't know what reason we've actually come together, especially if we've got obstacles and problems. So I don't know what the cards are underneath, so let's have a look at that. Just want to thank all my subscribers. It's really wonderful. I love when the little numbers start going up. I really thank you for subscribing. It's fantastic. Please let me know if there's a particular question you'd like me to answer. And also thank you for everyone that's booked a private reading session. You can book it on Etsy or PayPal. And I absolutely love doing them. So yeah, Etsy or PayPal. But do send me a little email, maybe just saying, with Etsy it's okay, I can see that you've actually made the booking. No, I suppose with PayPal it's okay. It's just sometimes I miss it a little bit. Okay, so just let me know. All right, so let's just see. So the question this afternoon is, what is the meaning of our connection? So this is going to be fantastic, actually. I feel like just doing this type of reading. So you've got the 5 of Pentacles, you've got the 4 of Pentacles, and you've got the 3 of Pentacles. Wow, 5, 4, 3. The 2 of Pentacles, 5, 4, 3, 2. Wow. Okay, so there's a movement there, energy movement there. And you've got the 5 of Wands, and you've got the 9. No, hold on a second. You've got the 10 of Cups. Hold on a minute, guys. Oh my goodness. The reason I didn't recognize it is because I did a redesign today on the 10 of Pentacles. Which one do you prefer? Do you prefer that as your 10 of Pentacles? Or do you prefer that as your 10 of Pentacles? I think I prefer this one. Okay. Right, so let me I've really got to tune in here with this reading and just find out what's going on. Why did you meet? What's the meaning of your connection? What is it all about? So let me just tune in here and just see if I get some answers for you. Interesting. Wow. Okay, guys, are you ready? All right, snuggle up. Okay, relax. Make sure you've got your cup of tea ready. Okay. So, the meaning of your connection ultimately is about healing, right? So this olive oil card symbolizes deep healing. This is healing in your souls, healing in your heart, healing in your mind. Okay, this is about you healing. And what happened when your energies came together, you were both feeling a lot of loss in your life, a lot of emptiness, maybe to the point where you kind of felt stripped bare in a way, you know. Maybe you were just managing, for some of you, financially to keep things together. And for others, you may have had financial stability, but nothing was working for you. And when your two energies came together, it was about supporting each other, okay, on an energetic level. It was supporting each other in the physical world, actually, and the emotional world. For some of you, you may have found that when you met, one of you may have been able to provide more physical support in whatever way that means. So we're talking about the material things in life, accommodation, travel, food, clothing. I know this sounds weird, but for some of you, this was a really important dynamic that maybe you had gone without. And by the presence of this other person, you were able to start to have more of these things in your life, and they were more affordable and they were easier. Okay, so one of you is providing and one of you is receiving in that way, but I feel like the exchange was more than that. I feel like the one that was providing maybe more of the financial support, the other person was providing the emotional support, okay? One of you was really providing a lot of emotional support in this relationship, and this is why you came together. And it was ultimately, both of you were juggling a lot in your life at the time, and you came together to create some sort of balance and some harmony, okay? And you came together because you had already been linked by the universe already, okay? And it was inevitable, as you see these two lines crossing here, it was inevitable that you were going to come together, okay? The universe had already planned it. You can call it soul contracts if you want. That's not my thing, but I do believe that some people are destined. You're not just randomly bumping into these people. You're destined to meet people. The other part of the meaning, which carries on from the first part, is again, there was a really strong emphasis here on material stability. And one of you was very, very good at creating material stability in your relationship, but the other person was closed off emotionally. And you came together to balance out those energies, and the person that maybe didn't have the financial stability gained more financial stability in this connection. And the other person who was emotionally closed off started to open up emotionally. Okay? And I feel it wasn't easy for them because they were living in the material world. You know, they felt like happiness was material possessions. It wasn't about emotional fulfillment. And I feel like they've come to realize that the emotional fulfillment is more important than anything else. So there was a lot of, I'm sort of feeling that there was a lot of beauty. Like when you came together in very difficult circumstances, some financially, and the other person emotionally. Like one had no money and the other one had no emotions. It's that sort of combination that pulled you together. And one of you was just willing to love and love and love and love and shower love. And the other person was more willing or able to provide all this stability, or more stability than you'd had before. And I'm being told that, I'm being told that the reason that you actually came together, and it may not have actually came to fruition, is that you should have started something together, some sort of business together. You should have started, there was something very compatible between the two of you in your skill sets. This is the qualities, these are the things that you're good at, and these are the things that they're good at. And there was something about the two of you, okay, that in the ideal world, if there were no obstacles, you would have come together and you would have created something very enjoyable. And I can't help but think that, I don't know, I'll just say this very quickly because I don't want to distract from your reading. If you think about it, everyone has a natural leaning to something, whether it's art or music or writing or sewing or cooking or planting flowers or seeds or looking after animals or whatever it is. And I feel like we've all been created with the perfect skills to make this a beautiful world. And I feel like on a soulmate union or a twin flame, whatever you want to call it, I just mean two people that were created to come together, that when you come together, that you create something that gives the world something very, very beautiful. You know, if we weren't bogged down with work and family and responsibilities and trying to survive financially and all that sort of thing. And there was something between you two, qualities, skill sets, that was very, very harmonious. And for some of you, it would have been like your desire for building a home. Okay, for some of you, because that's actually in this card. And what should have happened in your relationship, it might have for some of you, is that your skills and their skills should have come together, and you should have been moving forward. And you might well be moving forward, because this is a very broad reading here, you know. You should have been moving forward to with a very specific sort of project, and there should have been this beautiful exchange. So not only did you have the exchange of emotions versus stability coming in, just been told something a little bit more about that, you also had this exchange of your qualities as well. It could be like someone's great at sewing, someone's great at cooking. Okay, someone is great at nutrition and someone's a chef. It's, you know, like stuff like that. Okay, so on a sort of energetic level, that you two came together to produce something that was going to be of value to the world, on whatever level. You know, when I say to the world, it doesn't mean like you're going to be on the front of every magazine or, you know, have millions of followers on YouTube. It just means that you would have given something to the world and the people around you of value, which is really, really beautiful. I was also being told in this reading as well, is that the person that was giving and loving and giving and loving, that other person, your soulmate or twin flame or whatever it is, they actually were able to give you emotions as well, which you were very surprised about. So this is an interesting card, so I'm going to have to ask my guys to help me on this. So this is about a lot of people involved in a situation, excuse me, who are, and it's causing a little bit of confusion and a little bit of conflict. So let me just have a little think what's going on here. All right, okay, so they're saying when you came together, one of the things that you had to heal was about jealousy. Okay, this is one of the reasons you came together. Either or both of you had to heal about jealousy and about that you had to heal the feeling of what if they choose someone else? What if they fancy somebody else? What about if they find someone more interesting than me? What if, you know? And it's all about feeling insecure in yourself and not feeling that you're enough. And they had to also deal with that as well, because I feel like you guys that are watching is that you had a lot of ability to cause jealousy for them as well, you know, and even if you weren't doing anything, and even if they never showed it, I feel like there was a lot of jealousy, like, you know, what is she doing, you know, does she really fancy me, is she really interested, you know? I feel like there's a lot of that here, and it just comes from childhood injuries, basically. Everything does, and it's about feeling your own self-worth, which I know is such a cliche term, but you know, I've only really found my own self-worth in the last year, to be honest. You know, really feeling like, you know, I'm not going to bend myself into a pretzel, which is, I love that term. I heard someone say it on YouTube. I love it. A pretzel, if you don't know, if you're not from the UK, it's a snack, and it loops around. Okay, it's bent into many different shapes, and yeah, I've just learned I'm not bending myself into a pretzel. You know, I'm beautiful and unique as I am. I don't need a bigger bum or smaller boobs or a smaller waist. You know, I don't need to look like Kim Kardashian, you know, to receive love or anything like that. I'm just beautiful and unique as I am. It doesn't mean like I strut around thinking I'm the most beautiful woman in the world. It's not that. It's just about, I think it's about honoring the creator. They created you with some beautiful things about yourself that, you know, that you need to find out about. And this is why you came together, to bring some healing into that very thing. Okay, so if he was a player, okay, he would have evoked this sense of worth. You know, am I not am I worthy? Does he value me? You know, can I feel my own self-worth? Or if he was just a guy that had a lot of female interest for whatever reason, and you could switch up the gender, you know, like, why, you know, he chose me, why would he choose me? You know, I don't have the perfect body, I don't have the perfect job, I'm not affluent or whatever. And it's just really about, when you came together, there was an awful lot going on here, like an awful lot going on here about this healing. Now, what gives me great pleasure to tell you, I don't know how you're going to feel about this, the reason that you came together was to be married. That's it. I'm not going to mince my words. The reason you came together was to experience ultimately this, the Ten of Cups. Or shall we swap it for that one with the little bows? I don't know. Maybe I need to redraw them both. I'm going to redraw them both, actually. it was to experience a committed relationship. This is how your relationship should be. I don't know where you are in your relationship. If you're not there, that's what you're moving to. This is your destination, your true destination together. You came together to be in a long-term committed relationship, because I just feel like, you know, if all the obstacles were out of the way, if all the worries and all the problems were out of the way, if all our own injuries were out of the way, this is what your destiny was always supposed to be. So if you're going towards that, beautiful, beautiful. And if you're not anywhere near it, that is the energy that you probably felt. You had all the ingredients here to come together. I think these are going to be longer readings. I think I'm going to have to do 2 videos on this one. Wow, this is amazing. Yeah, it's amazing, like you should have built something together. Huh. What a fabulous card. The reason that you came together, this connection, the meaning of this connection was to feel that sheer joy and celebration of love. That was the way that it was always supposed to be. All right, so if you're not there, you know, all the ingredients are there. The universe is backing this. Backing like a horse, when you back a horse. The universe is backing this. It's saying that this was your destiny. You know, this is a real card of beautiful celebration. There's a lot of wands here. There's a lot of little buds. There's a lot of newness here. You know, there's a lot of no 2 days are the same sort of thing. You know, there's a real seedling here when you came together for this to grow into something very magnificent, and your love should have been seen by everyone and celebrated by everyone. Once you've got the 5 and the 6, which is really interesting. I feel like what happened between you as well, there was a little bit, well, quite a lot of push-pull going on, you know, like not really talking about your emotions and stuff like that, and maybe a little bit playing games a little bit, not on a major level, but not revealing your emotions. This is all about keeping your emotions down, when the whole point of you coming together was to actually shower each other with emotions, shower each other with stability, shower each other with commitment, you know, and all those things that we love. Sorry about the little ping there. So this was the meaning of your relationship. I just want to see what would the challenges be here. So, well, we can see some of the challenges. I just want to get a little bit of direction here. So I'm sort of getting a message as I'm shuffling. The challenge here was, or is that one of you will not show your emotions. You're just way too focused on the material world. Way too focused on the material world. Just not addressing either jealousy, you're not addressing it on emotional level, and you're not addressing the potential of the celebration of your union either. It's very locked down. And I do feel like, you know, that you keep going back to this coldness, and the whole point of you coming together was to alleviate the coldness in each other's lives, to alleviate the emptiness in each other's lives, to be there to support each other. And I really do mean support each other, you know, in a really, really beautiful way, then which makes you wake up happy in the morning. And I feel like you're going back into that coldness, and you're feeling you're not doing as what your destiny has told you to do. And, you know, it might be difficult because one or either of you are not ready to commit or not ready to overcome those injuries at the moment. Oh my goodness. Yeah, okay, tower moment. Okay, so what this means is in your relationship, the whole point of you coming together was for either or both of you was to strip down the ego. Strip it right down. Not only that, I'm feeling like not only strip down your ego, strip down your lives. Okay, and your old lives were supposed to go out of the window. Funny, okay, and your new lives was to join. Okay, and it was to marry. And this card, this Empress card, is telling me, because obviously we've got more female watchers, is that this was always you in this relationship, even if you didn't get to that point or you don't feel you're at that point. Okay, you were always the divine feminine in this relationship. You were always the number one. There cannot and will not be anybody else but you, no matter what they're doing in the physical world. This was your ultimate union. Maybe the timing was off, and you know you're older, or you're in committed relationships already, or whatever it is. Okay, but if the universe has had its way, okay, it would have joined you earlier, and you would have just had that beautiful love relationship, children, marriage, the whole thing. But when I say children, marriage, the whole thing, I kind of almost not saying it in the sense of how we get married and have children in this world. If you think of the most beautiful relationship you can possibly imagine, okay, and bearing children and being around somebody, I mean it in that way. I don't mean 2.4 children working 9 to 5 and feeling exhausted and rattled and all that. I mean it in the true sense of what we all hope and dream for. And the whole purpose was, when you two came together, was to dismantle each other's lives, dismantle each other's souls, dismantle each other's belief structures. Okay? And I feel like when you two came together, or even if you are together, that's exactly what's happening. You have completely dismantled each other just by being who you are, so that you can be reborn. I mean, if I pick out another card, I wouldn't be surprised if it's like a rebirth, a reborn. Oh, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? When I said about you're the only one. So listen, I don't care what he's doing out there, okay? He could be having a new lover every day, okay, and just being a complete idiot. It's you, it's your touch that he really wants and desires. And if you're in a relationship, and then know this, that it's you, your touch, your curves, your softness, your tenderness, your caress, your whispers, your love. That's what he desires. Okay, it's a difficult one for me because I tend to read for people who are in separation. Okay, so I mean, obviously some of you aren't in separation, although I feel the majority of you are. Yeah, so you came to dismantle each other's lives, and for a rebirth. That was the purpose. Storm. Yeah. That if it was stormy, that's why. Okay? You can't avoid the storms in your relationship. And I'm not talking about people being abusive and stuff like that, because you have to walk away from that. You have to give unconditional love if that's happening. But it was inevitable. You were going to have storms. You were going to have bolts of lightning. You were going to have sunshine, and then clouds, and then bolts of lightning again. All right, and then deep love, you know, and wanting commitment and celebration, and then tower moments. Okay, that is just the nature of you coming together until you both realize, I've got to chuck out my old life and get on with the new, so I can get to, oh, look where that fell. Oh my God, guys, look where that fell. Oh my God, look. The storm and then the tranquil pond fell on top. Oh my goodness, look. Sorry, that means a lot to me. That is where you should be. Harmony, beauty, nature, tranquility. And you see, like this fish is in the space that it's supposed to be in, living the life it's supposed to live. Oh my gosh, my guides, my spirit guides are just being awesome, because I've never even seen this before. Okay, I've never seen this meaning. This fish is in complete harmony with its environment, and that was the meaning of your connection. And if you open up your heart and trust the universe and let love in, you can achieve that. And then I can draw two little fishes together. Look at that. That fish wants for nothing. It's only if man comes along and just puts something in the water, or removes the lilies, or what, do you know what I mean? And disrupts what nature's already put in place. And nature had already put your connection in place. And if you're not going to listen, it's going to bring a tower moment in. Okay, so you were meant to be together, and you were meant to be married, and that's it. And I'm really happy for you. Okay, sorry, couldn't get my words out there. Thank you so much. Please leave a comment. I love your comments, especially if there's something very particular that has a meaning for you, such as, let me give you an example. If there's a feather in your relationship, if there's olive oil in your relationship, if there's a pond in your relationship in some way, if there was a particular storm or occasion in your relationship, and especially if there was some sort of lightning in your relationship. Okay, I love doing that so much. Thank you so much. All right, take care, and yeah, leave a comment. Thank you. So this is for everyone that picked pile 2, and the question today is, what was the meaning of our connection? You know, why did we come together? You know, what energies were around us? You know, why would the universe bring us together? And, you know, what were we supposed to learn from this connection? So as I lay these out, I would just like to say, thank you to all my subscribers. Thank you so much. I'm so happy when the little numbers go up, and I love your comments as well. And thank you for all the private readings. You can book by via Etsy or PayPal. I'm finding Etsy a little bit difficult to kind of work out who's actually contacting me. You know, I can't explain it on this, but I'll get there, okay? So yeah, so it's just £25, and I like to try and do a turnaround within 24 to 48 hours. If I can, it depends on what my day job, how busy I am in my day job. But yes, I love doing your readings, and thank you for all the bookings. So what have we got here for you? What is the meaning of your connection? We've got the 9 of Cups, we've got the King of Swords, we've got the 8 of Wands, we've got Secret, we've got Third Party, and we've got Voice. Very beautiful cards, guys. So let me just tune into this and see, why did you come together? What's the meaning of your connection? You know, the good, the bad, and the ugly. What is it all about? Especially if the relationship hasn't worked out, or you're in an LDR, or you're on an online situation, or third party situation, or you could obviously be in a relationship and that's perfectly fine, but my readings are more for people who are in separation. But it's fine if you're in a relationship, stay with the reading and see what comes out for you. So first of all, wow, I mean, incredible. So I feel with this card actually, the main reason why you came together was to allow you to have a sense of deep satisfaction in your relationship. And I'm not talking about, oh, he's totally trustworthy, or, you know, I see him every Friday night, he always puts oil in my car. It's not that sort of satisfaction. It's about the emotional desire, the physical intimacy, and I suppose the spiritual connection. All right, this deep satisfaction with someone that you haven't felt with somebody else. You know, this deep desire. It's not just about love, this is about romance. See the rainbow. But there is a lot of powerful love and lust in here as well. You know, like a good sexual relationship here. And this is one of the reasons that you came together, was to experience this real, beautiful, deep intimacy. And for both of you to feel the romance in that as well. You know, and I kind of like the rainbow here. You know, it starts off red, which is the deep lust, and it goes through every colour. And I feel like your lovemaking was not just one or the other, that there were feelings and there were emotions here. And I'm going to get upset. There was feelings and emotions in your lovemaking. There were tender moments, and you were supposed to come together because it was really important for the universe, or whatever you want to call it, for you to have that experience. I'm not saying to have that experience and it's gone. I'm just saying that the universe wants you to have that experience with this person, particularly, not just with any person. All right, and if you haven't experienced this, this is the purpose of your connection. You know, if you're in an LDR or online or whatever it is, this is still the purpose of your connection. So if you haven't met, there's a high possibility that you're just going to have this wonderful sex life with beautiful balance and deep love and romance here. You know, like the cups are kind of spurting and overflowing and joyful, you know. And that was the reason that you've come together. And if you're in a relationship and you're not experienced this, this is your potential. This is how it should be. I really love that card, actually. Do you know, when I drew that, I kind of, yeah, I didn't plan it. It just happened. I was like struggling to get all the cups on and then to get the water fountain in. Okay, what was the other meaning of your connection? Well, this card, which is, it's not widely known, I don't think, but this is a card of transformation, actually. And I feel like the reason that you were supposed to meet is something to do with his physical looks as well. It could be that he was exceptionally attractive, or is exceptionally attractive, or not your usual type, potentially. So I've got to do this because my it's so sticky and hot here. Yeah, or not your type, or not your usual type. But I feel like whatever happened is that he became like really attractive to you, like really attractive to you. And this was transformative for you, or is transformative for you, and you were able to transform him as well. There was a very deep transformative part of your relationship. I feel like there was a lot of growth in this relationship in terms of just broadening your understanding of a partner and a relationship, and maybe your stereotypes or what you're typically attracted to and stuff like that. And I feel like a lot of boundaries were broken in this relationship, and there was a lot of clarity. You found a lot of clarity coming into your life. And that was the purpose of you coming together. This person was supposed to transform you, okay, or transform parts of you, and you were able to do that for them as well. So for a lot of you, I just feel like maybe, people wouldn't see you as a couple, a well-suited couple, and that's because on the surface maybe you weren't, okay? But the butterflies and the moon are saying differently. This is about transforming. I feel like as well, for him in the relationship, who maybe he was a logical man and used a lot of logic and stuff like that in his life, I feel like he couldn't always use logic with you. He had to move into this 9 energy sort of thing, or found himself moving into that 9 energy. And maybe for you too, when you try to apply logic in this relationship, you just found yourself here. You start here in the day and found yourself here in this sort of emotional, beautiful, delving in deep into your emotions. This relationship as well, this connection, was to spur you forward and to overcome obstacles, okay, and to learn about different types of language and communication between the two of you. I feel like you had very different styles of communication, and it was to learn the different languages of communication and how we express ourselves. And one of the reasons that you came together or this connection was to overcome multiple obstacles that you had in yourself, obstacles that he has in himself, and external obstacles, so internal and external obstacles. And I feel wherever you are in this relationship or this connection, it's very possible, if you actually look at it, that you have actually overcome a lot of these obstacles already, okay? Or you have a different perspective on these obstacles, or you can really see the obstacles between you and him and what they are. And it's not always about you, it's about it. Very often it can be external influences, which is the real problem here. The reason you came together in this connection was to unlock your secrets, the secrets in yourself and the secrets in them. And it was all about the unlocking, the things that you'd hidden in yourself for years, the things that they'd hidden in themselves for years. And I feel like the reason was, whether it happened or not, is it should have been a place of no judgment. You don't judge him, he doesn't judge you. This doesn't mean like people get away with murder in it. It's a place of open understanding, like, well, you can tell me, I'm not going to judge you. It's that sort of thing. And maybe it's about because they wanted to unburden themselves in their lives in some way, of maybe their past, the things that they've done they're not proud of. And I also sort of feel a sense of healing here in your connection, that you could sort of get to the point where you could forgive yourself of maybe the things you've done in your life that you feel ashamed of, and you'd lock them away. One of the reasons that you came together was for some of you, was to experience this third party situation and everything that entails. And it was to show you that in society we point the finger at people, if they're having affairs and things like that. And I do know why, obviously, why that is the case, but ultimately life is not tidy. And what it's done for you is that it's opened up your perceptions of, you know, how love manifests itself and how it jumps over boundaries and everything that's involved in a third party situation. You know, why would someone enter a third party situation? Why would someone else pull someone into a third party situation? Why would someone accept it? Why would someone stay in it? And it's all the deep emotions, which this card is, because there's a lot of love here in this card. It's about the reason you came together was to really get a deep understanding of the depth of emotions that come in third party situations. Now, third party situations, as I've learned, as I've gone along in tarot, can be many different things. It's sometimes not just another person. It can be two people that feel that they've got a connection, and the other two people that feel that they've got a connection, but one of them is already made a commitment elsewhere or is in a committed relationship. Third party situations can swing to the other side, where one of you is playing around behind the other's back. Third party situations can be two people that cannot come together for whatever reason: family, career, circumstances, money, different countries, whatever, you know. Or it could be that you're in love with someone that you shouldn't be in love with, and people won't approve if you came together. It could be different in ages, could be different in sexual orientation and stuff like that. So there's a lot of things in third party. Ultimate third party situations are secret. That's the main thing, okay? For whatever reason, they become secret, okay? And oh, this is an interesting one. I have to ask my guides on this one, actually. One of the reasons that you came together in your connection was to have an appreciation of the word, of the spoken conversation, and how important it was to you, and also the ability to express yourself in words, okay, and to think about the sort of words that you, look at that, sticking to this, and to think about the words that you've said to each other and the words that you've received, you know, the words that you've spoken and the words that you've received, because it sort of dovetails into this beautiful romance, because words are so important, and you can't Instagram them, right? But you can. But, you know, like if someone says something to you in the moment, you don't forget it. Words stay with you for the whole of your life, and they can really affect your heart and unlock your heart, you know. And I'm sure all of you have had something said to you, or a sentence, or something like that, or a few words that have been spoken, and the time, the place, and the moment is just captured in your heart, and you came together to experience this. And it doesn't mean that you came together to part, okay? It means that ideally, you know, when you come together, you should always be together, but that's not always the case. So let me just pull a few more cards on this. So these are longer readings because it's more complicated. So it is a real sit down and sort of listen. So what do I want to ask with this? I want to ask, oh guys, look what come out for you. Oh my goodness, can you believe that just jumped out? Yeah, so the reason for this connection was to, and this goes with the lemons actually, strangely, is to know that you were divinely created to be together. All right, and if you are together, fantastic, and this is a sign that everything's going to be okay. If you're not together, there's still a huge potential here that you will be together, because it's being ordained by the universe, okay? And if for whatever reason you can't come together, all right, in this lifetime, you were always supposed to be together, and you will be together, even if it's not in this lifetime. This has been created by, this connection has been created by the universe. Now, if I had cards of loss and quarreling and deception and all that sort of thing, I could turn around and just say, look, you know, you came together to learn some hard knocks, and, you know, it wasn't a positive energy that brought you together. It's very easy to see that in tarot as well, but this is not what I'm getting. Okay, so I'm getting very, very different reading from that. And yeah, I just really wanted to make that clear. You know, we can read things like, whoa, you know, this was a really negative relationship, and, you know, it didn't come through the right energy. So, but with this one, you know, it was to feel love, it was to overcome obstacles, it was to be transformative for each other. That was the idea. But I do feel like this was always supposed to be a long-term thing, always, and it always will be. With that, it always will be. Right, this is just your guidance star, okay? So you can make a wish on that. So I really enjoyed that, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to have to do pile 3 on a separate video because it's gone on so long. But it was my absolute pleasure, and I hope you got a lot. I hope you got a lot out of that. Okay, so ciao from Michelle. Ciao.